Hello everyone and welcome back. In this episode, we are implementing our bounding box. We are gonna create a new file called boundingbox.js. I already did that. I placed it in the shapes folder. And here I'm gonna create a new class called boundingbox. Okay, it's gonna have a, I forgot a letter there. It's gonna have a constructor with no parameters. And here I'm gonna set our variables top left to a vector, like in the presentation, though it's not gonna have top left will not have a maximum value in this case. This is just initially. We are doing this when we are calculating the bounding box. Okay, we need to set then the initial condition to a really large number. Then we're going to do that with the large and with the really small number. Okay, then we have a bottom right variable. All right. We have a method called intersect. We're going to use this method for our check for intersection with other bounding boxes, though we're going to leave it empty in this episode. In this episode, we just want to calculate the bounding box and display it for our polygons, also circles. Then we have the draw method. And I think I'm gonna implement the draw method when we calculate it, or when we did the code for the calculation part. So then I'm gonna jump to the shape.js. And here we're gonna have a new method called calculate bounding box. Okay. And now we're gonna set the initial variables. Top left will be a new vector2 with number dot max value for the x part, and for the y also number dot max value. And the same thing for top right. Bottom right. Bottom right, new vector2. This will have number dot min value. Number.min value. There we go. Okay, and now we're gonna iterate through every vertex. So, a for loop. Okay. Then we're gonna retrieve every component from every vertex. So x will be this dot vertices at the index dot x, and the same for the value, the y value. Okay, and then we're gonna do the first check. And the first check will be for the x value. If x is smaller, if the current x value from the current vertex is smaller than the value we saved in top left dot x, then we're gonna set the value in top left to the new x value. Okay, the same we're gonna do for the y value. If y is smaller than top left dot y, we're gonna set this value. Okay, and then we need to do the same thing for our bottom left, but in this case, it's flipped. So we're gonna search for a larger value. So if x, the current x value from the vertex C is larger than the saved value in the bottom right dot x, then we're gonna save this value into bottom right. And the same for the y component. There we go. All right, then we can set our bounding box, and I think I forgot to add this variable, right? We need to add here the class, a instance of the class we did earlier. So this dot bounding box is equal to new bounding box. Bounding box, there we go. I'm just gonna check left, bottom, right. Good, and now we can construct our bottom left and bottom right. And we do this by saying this dot bounding box dot, let's start with the top left, is, well, top left. Pretty easy. And then here, this dot bounding box dot bottom right is bottom right, and that's it for our calculation. That's already everything. So this is for polygons. Of course, maybe you ask already, what about circles? Circles don't have really a vertice. That's true. So we're gonna implement that for a circle too. For circles, it's even easier. We are overriding the value, the method. So again, calculate bounding box in the circles JS file. And here we're gonna say this dot bounding box. We can set it directly. The top left dot x value, the x value of the circle for the the bounding box for the circle will be this dot position, or you can also use the centroid. It's the position and centroid is the same in this case. Dot x value minus the radius. Okay, and this will be always our x value for top left. Also for the y value, this is this dot position dot y minus this dot radius. Yeah, and it's the exact same thing for the bottom bottom right. So I'm just gonna copy that and set it bottom right. There you go. And instead of subtracting, I'm gonna add these two values. And well, that's our bounding box, or the calculation. And I think now we can go to our drawing step. No, we can't go to our drawing step. Well, actually we can, because then I'm going to show you what will happen when we leave it like it is. So let's go to our bounding box and implement our drawing. All right. First, well, we don't have a drawUtils function for rectangles, and there is a method we can call context.rect for rectangles. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use this one, though we need to do all the boilerplate code for drawing again. So this will be like in the drawUtils, we need to begin a path again, then we can say context.rect, then we can say stroke, and then we need to close the path. Okay, so our bounding box, first context, nope, ctx dot, damn it. Can you please don't do that? Thank you. begin path. All right, then we say the width of the bounding box is this dot bottom right dot x, because this is the largest value, minus this dot top left dot x, and the height is this dot bottom right dot y minus top left dot y. Okay, then we can draw our rectangle. So cdx dot rect. Then we're gonna pass well, the first the top left coordinate. So this would be really simple. This dot top left, this dot top left, and this dot top left y. Well, the x, yeah. And then our width and our height. There we go. Then we can say I'm gonna set. Well, no, I'm not gonna set the stroke style now. I'm gonna say now ctx stroke. Then I'm gonna set the stroke style again. Or let's say I'm gonna reset it. So stroke style is reset to black. And then I'm gonna say ctx to close path. All right, and I hope that's everything. Let's see if we actually call the bounding box draw method. We need to call this one too. So this dot bounding box dot draw. Okay, then let's jump to the browser and hope I did everything right. Refresh, and of course it's not gonna work. So let's see what's... yeah, we forgot to import the script. All right, then I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna place this script right in front of the shape, right there. I'm gonna say boundingbox.js, save it, go back to the browser and see what's the next error. Oh, there's no error, but we don't see our bounding box yet. Okay, but at least there's no error. I think we need to calculate our bounding box. I think I forgot to do that. So then let's do that too. Let's jump to the code again. In the shape class, we have to do that for our rotate method, because we're gonna calculate the bounding box. Actually, I think we can calculate it right at the very start of the shape. And I think I can, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Just dot calculate bounding box. Then we will see our first calculated bounding box. So let's jump to the browser and then hope you're gonna see what I mean. Okay, can I read property of undefined reading x for the circle. All right, I'm gonna fix the error and then I'll be back. All right, I found the error. We can't use that method because here it's gonna call the super method of the shape, and that's why we can't calculate the bounding box. Because it's gonna need the radius, for example, and in the shape, when we call the constructor here, it's trying to calculate the bounding box for a circle, and we don't have a radius in the shape class, so that's why it's not gonna work. But anyways, we need to call it anyways in somewhere else, and that's totally fine. And we can call it like right at the bottom of rotate. And in the rotate method, this rotate method is called in the rigid body in the integration part. And this one here is called almost every time when everything is moving. And then we need to calculate our bounding box again. If it's moving, if something is rotating, then we have to set our bounding box again, and that's totally fine. This method will always be called if this shape will move somewhere. Except we're gonna move it by hand, then we maybe have a problem. And for this, I'm gonna add in the shape class for the move variable also an update for the bounding box, and this will just be this dot bounding box dot top left dot add delta. Okay, and then this dot bounding box bottom right add delta. And now we are totally safe from moving our shapes, that the bounding box is calculated again. I think now we can jump back to the browser and see how it looks, right? There we go. We have our bounding box. Awesome. All right, and in the next episode, I'm going to show you how we can do a intersection between bounding boxes. All right, see you there. Have a nice day, and bye-bye.